Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the screen assembly on this Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Let's see if this shows a specific generation. This is the 4th generation Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Right, so the customer told me they wanted to upgrade the screen to a higher resolution. They brought me another screen and told me it would work, so hopefully they're not wrong because we're going to open it up and try and swap it. Alright, we're going to be using a JAS1 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. I think the screws actually stay attached to the bottom case. So I just twist them until I hear that click. There's a little hole here. That's a kind of like a battery reset switch. If for some reason your computer isn't turning on, excuse me, you can try pressing and holding that button that's underneath that hole for about 15 seconds or longer. Alright, I usually just use the folded out paper clip to do that. Looks like the 2 screws here are missing or broken. But anyways, actually let's go ahead and power this up real quick to make sure it's working. Okay, the green light is on and it works. Okay, so I'm going to shut this down, obviously. It doesn't have a normal shutdown option, it only has update and shutdown. So hopefully it won't take too long to shut down, but it is shutting down. Alright, I'll see you guys when it's done doing that. Alright, so I'm back. It's off now. Let's close this up, flip this over, and let's go ahead and pop this cover off. So we took all the screws out. Let's see if a suction cup will help. And that does. Okay, so we'll lift that, wiggle that, and there we go. We got the bottom cover up. Okay, so next thing we gotta do is disconnect the battery. Oh, give me a second, I need to respond to some messages. Alright, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. So this battery is a little bit tricky to disconnect. It looks a little weird. Basically, you go on the front here. We can pop this up. And then once you pop that up, you slide it that way. And then you can pull it out, okay? So keep that in mind. Alright, next thing we're going to do, we gotta drain the battery. One thing you can do is you can press and hold this little button, the one that goes through that hole on the bottom cover. Press and hold that for about 15 seconds. Excuse me. To drain in any residual power. Makes it a lot safer to work on, especially since we're replacing the screen. Anytime you're messing with the LCD LVDS connectors, you don't want to leave any power in the board. This won't remove it all completely, so don't just start throwing stuff all over the board. We're going to also press and hold the power button. Alright, so again, this won't make it 100% like safe that you don't have to worry at all, but it makes it a lot safer. Okay. Sorry, I'm also responding to messages. Okay, so there we go. We're going to close that up. We got the battery disconnected. Our main concern here is to remove the screen. So we're just going to worry about that. We got this blue cable here. We're going to slide that down here to get that out. And then we're going to slide that over to the side to get those out. Okay. It looks like this blue cable is going underneath the motherboard. Hopefully we're not going to have to remove the motherboard to get that out, but it looks like we might. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, then we got this latch here. Okay, let's see how they designed this one. So there's this adhesive a little bit in the way, so let's kind of peel this out. Oh, that goes underneath. So is the latch right here? Okay, maybe the latch is just right on this side. So we'll flip that. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. And then we'll lift this up. And there's some adhesive that was peeled up. And then we can pull this back. Okay, so there we go. Again, we have this blue antenna wire here, which is worrying me because that might mean I have to take the entire motherboard out to do this. And I don't have enough time to do that for when the customer's coming. I might have to tell them to come tomorrow. Alright, so here we have the gray and the black antenna wires. So I don't know why, but they're swapped. You can see the white one or the gray one's going to the black arrow and the black one's going to the white arrow. So we're just going to pull up at the tail of the antenna. So just like this, kind of wiggle it and pull it up. Just like that. Same thing with the gray one. And there we go. Alright, we're going to unthread these wires here. So this goes out that way. Just like that. And there you go. We got these 2 wires up. Then we have this cable as well. We're going to flip this latch. And then we're going to pull up slightly to release the adhesive and pull it back. So there we go, and these wires are going actually underneath the motherboard as well. So, okay, the gray one's going underneath, then we got this black one here, and then we got this other one going under there. So I'm probably gonna have to tell the customer this is gonna take longer than I expected because of the way they do the antenna wires. So give me a second, I'm gonna message them and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and see. We got a lot to take apart here. I don't think I can just lift this up because this motherboard is all attached. I'm pretty sure I did a video of this before. This is an M.2 SATA SSD if you're wondering. But yeah, all right, we're gonna have to take all of this apart. So let's see what we gotta do. There's also parts of the boards hidden underneath or trapped underneath the hinge. So we are gonna also have to take the hinges out before we can even lift the boards out. So let's get the hinge screws out. Alright, these screws are pretty tight in there. Okay, we are going to have to actually take the hinge completely out eventually. Actually, I'm doing this wrong. So, what I'm going to do, can I do it this way, or is that going to be an issue? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the screen, and I'm going to fold it completely flat like this, okay? Then we're going to go ahead and get these screws out so later we can lift this up. Because otherwise, if I leave it like that, it's going to be, the screen will be closed and it won't be able to lift out. Okay, so we're going to get these out. Problem with that is I don't know how I'm going to show what I'm doing when I get to the further parts, because now I have no room to push the screen further back. Alright, but there we go. We got that. You can see if they put the wireless antennas on top, we could easily just get this out and we're done. But they decided to do it the hard way, make everything underneath the board, and now we got to take everything out. Alright, give me a second again. I got to respond to some messages and I'll be back. Let me move some stuff out of the way and see if I can get a better close-up for you guys here. A little bit. Okay. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue removing this stuff. And sorry, but you're going to have like a far zoomed out view because I can't really move it too much more. We got about that much space, so there we go. It looks like I'm going to have to take everything out. So let's go ahead and disconnect the speaker connector here. I'm going to just use my fingernails and wiggle that to pull it back. Okay. Then we can kind of unroute this wire here. Goes out there, and we'll just unroute this. Okay. We don't need to remove the speaker completely, but we're just going to unroute the wiring here so that we can lift the battery out. Let's see. Do I need to remove some screws to get this out? Oh, actually, the battery's trapped underneath the speakers, so we are going to have to remove the speakers here. Okay. So remove the two screws from this speaker. Okay, and the two screws from this speaker. It looks like this might, is it trapping the motherboard too? No, it's not, but we'll just remove them anyways, okay? Okay, we've got those two screws out from each side, so 4 total. Then we can take these speakers out and set those aside, and then we should be able to take the battery. Oh, there's one more screw in the middle here for the battery, so we'll take that out as well. Okay. There we go. Alright, now we got the 5 screws out, we can take the battery out. Battery model, if you're wondering, is here. Let's see, is it here? Oh, here. So they have battery model information here. Or you can just search the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, I think 4th gen or whatever battery, Gen 4 battery. And you should be able to find that. Alright, so we'll set the battery aside. Okay, let me double check the generation, and yeah, it is 4th generation. Okay, so there we go. We got the battery out. Now we got to get all these little connectors out here. let's see if I can zoom in a bit to show. We already did the connectors towards the back, so that's okay. Let's see what I can show here. Okay, so we got this little, oops, I guess I can't. I'll zoom out a little bit. The little screws are in the way now. Okay, so we'll flip this latch up here, and then we can actually disconnect this little cable. I'm not too sure where that cable is going to, but we're going to get underneath and kind of lift it slightly as we pull back. Okay, there we go. And we got that cable out. What else? We got these little cables here as well. We're going to flip all these latches up and pull these cables out. They have these little clear tabs that you can kind of grab to use them to help pull them back. You do have to lift it slightly up and pull it back, not just pull straight back, okay, because the little wings get caught on the extended out raised plastic bits. So lift that and pull that out. Okay, oh, so this cable is actually, what the heck? It plugs into itself. This is all one board. What's the point of that? Okay, well, I guess this cable could technically stay in then. So we'll see. I'll leave this side in and then we'll lift it carefully and hopefully it won't get caught on anything. Okay, they actually mark where the screws go with little arrows here, except this top corner one for some reason doesn't have an arrow there, but it's marked with a blue dot. I don't know if I did that a long time ago or what, but that one's marked with a blue dot. Okay, we'll take these screws out, and this one also has an arrow down here. Okay, I'm gonna run out of space here with all this. There we go. So we got that screw out as well. Okay, so this looks like the headphone jack sticks into the side casing here. So we're gonna have to actually lift from this side. Okay, give me a second. Alright, so we got all those disconnected. We're gonna leave the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery connected there. Okay, there's one screw hidden over here. Don't forget that one. There's also an arrow pointing at it so you can know. Okay, then we got another screw up here. There's no arrow, but there's a square and also a blue mark there. Got another screw over here. Okay, give me a second. I need to respond to some messages again. Alright, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and continue removing screws and getting this thing out. So there's another screw down here. Again, there's no arrow, there's a square, and then it's marked with a marker there. Okay. I think I need to move these things closer together or I'm not going to have enough desk space. Okay. Okay, so we got that one. We got another one here. Same thing with a square and a blue mark. Okay, what else? We got all these connectors down here that we need to disconnect. So we have this one going to the touchpad or trackpad. Okay, looks like there's adhesive holding it down. So I am going to have to use this to kind of lift it up and pull it back. There we go. Alright, then we got this one here. Same thing, get underneath. They actually have this tab as well that you can kind of use to pull it out. Okay, same thing with this one. So I think this is for, what is that? Is there something here? I don't know what's here. I think this is for the, usually for keyboard backlight, but I don't know why it's like going down here and then there's two. Alright, this is the keyboard connector. So same thing, pull it up slightly and back. There's this empty one that has nothing there. I don't know why they have that, but it's there. Okay. Then we got all the screws going down this side. Sorry. Okay, over here. Hopefully you guys were able to see everything. So get these screws out. There's two screws here holding this metal plate. And then we can lift that out. Okay, and then we got one screw down here. Get that out as well. Alright, there we go. And let's see, can we lift the motherboard up now? It's still being held by something. I'm not sure what. I don't see any other screws. Okay, oh, it is coming out. There we go. So we can lift this up carefully. And we gotta be careful because there might be some other stuff still secured down that we didn't quite see. So we're just gonna carefully just lift on it all around and see. All right, is there a hidden screw? There's a hidden screw under here. It's a good thing we didn't just yank it up right away. Okay, so that screw, let's see, where should I put this one? So we got those two. That one. Okay, so this one will go like here, I guess. Okay, now is that all the screws? Did we miss anything? Okay, we're gonna carefully lift up here. If you have the little SIM card slot thing stuck in there, you might have to remove that as well. I think usually it'll have like a little pin needle hole that you push in there and it will pop out. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna lift this up carefully. Make sure all the wires get out of the way and don't stay caught in there. We're gonna slowly, oops, let me zoom out a little bit more so you can see the whole thing at once. Okay, slowly lifting up. Again, there's all these cables we have to be careful for. Okay, so make sure to get those out of the way. Come on, stay out of the way. All right, slowly, carefully lifting, and we got to slide it out. Oops, I missed this connect. Oh wait, I left that one on purpose. So we're gonna slowly, carefully lift it up and tilt it. Oh, okay. So this little one is actually its own little separate board. What is that for? So here you can see that connector. So I guess I did have to unplug it. You could have unplugged either side. Okay, so they blended it pretty well. It looked like it was part of the thing. All right, so here you can have a somewhat of a closer look up, even though it's like all covered with tape there. Okay, and the bottom looks like this. Right, so we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to have to go grab the other screen and install it. So here you can see how the wires are running along underneath here. All right, we got this little board here. Is this a Hall effect sensor? Oh, this is the power button. So this is the power button, so make sure you don't damage this or that cable, because if you do, your computer's not going to turn on. All right, so I'm gonna put this screw back in so I don't forget. I'm gonna hold it in place. Oh, that hinge is kind of getting the thing. All right, there we go. All right, and we'll just tighten that down. Good. Okay, so we have the blue wire running along and the gray wire running along the other way. I don't know why they didn't just use shorter wires and put it directly over. I think it's just their way to make it so that you can't easily replace this on your own. All right, anyways, let's zoom in and get these wires out. So hold this up out of the way. Hold the red one up out of the way, and let's get this wire. Hopefully the customer is right that the screen can be used in their laptop, because otherwise I'm gonna have to undo all of this again, and that's gonna be very annoying. Okay. Not only that, but then the customer, like, usually if it can't be done, they're not going to want to pay. So all right, so we're going to get this out. All right, the blue wire is trapped here on top, so we got to get that one out first. Then we'll get the gray one out. Okay, so that means we'll have to put the gray wire through first, and the gray wire follows all the bottom areas. Okay, so now that we got all those cables out, we should be able to lift the screen up, I hope. Yep. And there we go. So here we have the screen. Okay, this screen should be working. I mean, we turned it on, it was working, so it should be fine. I don't know what they plan to do with that, but there we go. Here's the replacement screen. You can see there's no keyboard markings and stuff on this one. Anyways, we gotta fold these hinge thingies out so that we can drop it in easily. So we're gonna just open it all the way flat. Okay, just like this. Flip this over, make sure all these wires end up on the inside of that thing. Okay, And just kind of drop this all back down into place. All right, so we got that. We can actually go ahead and put the hinge screws back in first. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we can actually close up the screen. So I'm going to tighten this guy in. All right, get this one in. Tighten it up good. All right, get this guy in. This guy in, and then give me a second, I gotta answer some messages again and I'll be back. Let's actually close this up, and then I can do some better close-ups because now we can actually have the screen closed and this is smaller. Okay, give me a second, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get this wiring all back in. So again, the gray one goes down. I think it actually goes back under here. Yeah, it goes under that stuff. So we'll get it under there. So there's a little like hook area there. Then we'll push that down there. It goes around here, goes under this again, goes around there, goes into this again. All right. Then that goes around here. Okay, this one's a little bit tough, so be careful. Take your time. Don't try and force it too quick because you don't want to end up damaging the wires. Okay, so gray one here. Get out of the way, black wire. There we go. Get that back in there. This goes tucked in there, and there we go. We got the gray one back over there. Okay, then we got the blue wire. Same thing, goes around. Tucks over here. Okay, get in there, and then this wire gets pushed in there, goes along, pushed in there, goes around this. Okay, goes along, pushed in there, goes around there. Sorry if I'm not moving the computer and getting everything. Hopefully I am. All right, then we'll get that in. All right, go around there, get this one in, and tuck around there, and there we go. So we got the blue wire out as well. Okay, so let's zoom out again, and I'm going to answer a few more messages, and then I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and grab the logic board or motherboard, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to clean off a little bit of this dust on the bottom while we can. Got it open now, so why not? Okay. Be careful with this board because there are a lot of thin areas that seem a bit fragile. Okay. If you're wondering, there's no upgradable RAM. So don't ask me in the comments where's the RAM and if you can upgrade it, because I'm just going to get mad at you or tell you to watch the video. Okay. But yeah, if you're wondering, the RAM is actually right there. These little chips, I don't know if you can upgrade them. I'm sure you can if you know how to reball chips and stuff. But yeah, I don't do that kind of stuff and I don't know. So, all right. Anyways, we're going to get this in. So it has to go in at an angle because this actually sticks out into the hole in the casing. So actually, let me zoom out a tiny bit more. There we go. And then we got to make sure all these cables end up back on top because you don't want to trap them underneath. Okay, so we're going to slowly work your way in here. Make sure you line it up. Make sure you tilt it the right way. There's also those raised metal bumps that you got to make sure that the board gets over. Okay, hopefully I'm not missing any of the connectors. These little connectors are going to be somewhat of a pain to keep on top because they're so short. So you got to kind of like, while you're lowering it, lift that out, lower it a bit more, make sure this is not getting caught on anything and it's going down. Alright, we got all these cables over here that we need to make sure end up on top. So make sure they end up on top. Get out. Okay, and then gotta make sure to lift up all these connectors. So that guy, got this guy, keyboard. Slowly drop it in. Alright, make sure it's all lined up. Looks good, I think. I hope. The red and blue ones weren't being used. They do have a little slot here for that card, which is, I think it's like a wide area network card for like a cell phone. That's what the SIM card slot back here is for. Okay, oh, actually, interesting. They do it as a, does this even open? Oh, okay, so this one opens like this, so it doesn't have a, the eject kind. Some models, they have like a little tray that goes in, and you have to use a needle like the SIM card tray on a phone to get it out. Okay, so this one, I guess it's just this cover, which if you own this model, you probably already knew that because you saw it on yours. But anyways, let's go ahead and get these screws back in. So we have this metal plate we gotta put back. Okay, get that line back up. And we'll get this screw in. I'm gonna loosely fit it first. Get the second screw here, loosely fit that, and the third screw here, and we'll tighten this guy down. Right, then we'll tighten this guy down, and then we'll tighten this guy down. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna go across the motherboard and put back all the other screws. So, I hope I didn't mix anything up. I'm gonna start from the left side because I might have made the ones on the right side of the pile kind of weird. Okay, so we got this screw. Get that one in. Okay, good. Second one. Hopefully we didn't get any missing connectors that are trapped underneath the motherboard, because if we did, that's going to be annoying. We're going to have to take it all apart again. Alright, then we got this guy that was hidden under here, I believe. We had one hidden under here, right? Yep. So we had that one hidden screw there. Okay, if you want, you can go ahead and put these cables back in. Oops, I think I put the gray one too far. I think it just needed to stay on this side. Can I get this out? Uh-oh. Did I mess up? Can I get this out, please? Did it go on that side, or is it fine on the... Oh, wait, no. It's supposed to go over there, and then it curves around. I think. Right? Yes? No? Right? No? Yes? Okay, well, we got this screw here. It goes back over here to hold down the motherboard. I mean, the way the cable's curling, it looks like it's right, because it has to go this way to curl into that thing, right? So, got the gray wire there, but let's actually plug this in first. So make sure that latches up. Okay, we're gonna get this cable back in. I'm gonna get the black wire in here first, okay, around that. Then we'll get this in, make sure it's clean. Okay. Alright, get that cable in. Make sure it's in all the way. That's very important, because if you turn the computer on with this crooked, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to fry the motherboard, you're going to fry the screen. Okay, so this cable doesn't look like it wants to go in a straight line, so let's see. Again, I don't know if this screen is compatible or not. The customer told me it should be, so we'll find out. Okay, this is kind of being a pain. For some reason, this side of the thing, there we go. Okay, here we go. So make sure it goes in all the way. The way you can tell is when you latch this down, you should be able to barely see this white line kind of coming out of there, okay? The sticker's kind of making it a little bit confusing, but it's in. Right, then we'll wrap the gray wire around there as well, just like this. And then we will plug these in. So these wires, when you plug it in, you want to make sure that when you move it around, it will kind of stick on by itself. That's how you know it's in the right place. Then you can go ahead and click it down. All right, black wire, same thing. Okay, get it on. Usually I just move it around on the top and then it will kind of catch. There we go, and then click it in. There we go. Okay, so we got that. We got this little wire that we need to make sure to put back in. Otherwise, of course, the power button won't work like I've mentioned. So let's actually use that to pull that back. And come on. There we go. Get that in. Okay, good. You can tell it's in because the little raised white parts will be sticking above the wings, behind the wings. All right, then we'll latch that down. Okay, we got this little cable here for the fingerprint reader. You can use the little clear plastic tab to help pull it back, and then I use my finger to push it down as I pull it back. All right, just like that, and get that in. Same thing, you can see the wings are going past the little raised white dimples. Okay, then slide your finger over to latch it. Put this back over. Okay, so we got one screw here. Okay, hopefully that's right. There's a square in the blue mark there. Then we got one screw over here. And then we got two more. We got this one, the little square in the blue mark. Oops, I don't know if you guys saw, but I put that screw in up there and I put the other screw over here. Okay, sorry, I keep forgetting that I zoomed in so much and then I just assume it's in view. Okay, then we got this one with the square and the blue mark as well. Okay, we got these two antenna wires and we're just gonna kind of, these ones kind of just freely hang in there, but you can put it in these little latches if you want. I think did one go in this latch? I don't know. The red one we'll just put in there. So you can see they kind of stay in place. If you want, you can probably even put the blue one there, but it's okay. We'll put it there because it's naturally trying to bow out that way, and this one's naturally trying to go out that way. Okay, we got these connectors here left, so we'll get that in. I just use the tip of my fingernail to pull the connector back, drop it into place, and there we go. All right, slide my finger over the latch. Same thing with this one. This one has the little black plastic tab again that you can pull. And then I use my fingertip to help guide it downwards and go into the slot. There we go, and latch it down. Same thing with the keyboard connector here. Okay, pull it back with that. Okay, and slide the latch down, and there we go. Okay, so that should all be good. Again, I don't know what this little one is for, but it's there. Okay, and we got this other, oops, we almost forgot this cable here, so don't forget this one either. I'm not sure which one exactly is the LCD LVDS connector and which one is for like the cameras and the microphones and stuff like that, but probably this one's for the screen because this is a wider, thicker cable. All right, anyways, we're gonna zoom out. We're gonna get the battery back in. We'll power it up and hopefully we're good to go. I don't think I'm gonna need the charger to power it back up, but we'll find out. All right, so we got the battery here. We're gonna drop this into place. Of course, don't forget the speakers too. Okay, so we got that. Then we got the speakers here. So we'll drop the speakers into place. Okay, and then just guide the wires all along here again. It goes over, under, so actually this one's under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Oh, actually this one goes under, over, under, over, under. Okay, let's get the screws in for these speakers because the wires are about to get in the way. Oh, this one kind of rotates. I think the plastic for that screw is kind of broken. Anyways, we'll get this screw in as well. That screw is not going to hold the speaker. It's just holding the battery. Okay, get the other two here. This one down here. And this one here. This screw looks like somebody put a different one in there. Alright, I don't know if it got lost at one point. I don't know if I worked on this laptop at one point. Possibly. But anyways, we'll get this screw in. Okay, then we'll tuck this underneath. Tuck that underneath. I guess we can tuck all of them underneath. Tuck the blue one underneath as well. Just like that, just like that. And then, usually the way you know which side goes on top, there's a blue marker dot, but you can actually see the exposed metal pins here. So I'm assuming that side goes up, but you can see there's a mark. The other side is just solid plastic. I do want to check and make sure the pins are closer to the top. Are they? Actually, wait a minute. The pins here are closer to the top. So whoever marked this thing did it upside down. This connector actually goes this way with the flat side on top, okay? Pretty sure. Right? Yep. And then click that in. So I don't know who marked that. That's not good. They did it upside down. Okay, and I guess let's just try and get these wires tucked back underneath. So there's too much slack on this wire, I feel. It's like just loose here all over the place. Not really too big of a deal, but it's still kind of annoying. We want this blue wire not to go into the speaker. Okay, the rest kind of isn't a big deal because this is just empty space here when we put the bottom cover back on. But it is kind of annoying that it doesn't stay. Okay, so there we go. I think we got everything reconnected. Double check, make sure, just quickly look around. Okay, I think everything is good. Oh, there's an ant getting on there. All right, last thing is the battery connector. So let me zoom in because this is a little bit weird to put back in. You don't just snap it in. So it goes in basically opposite of how it went out. So at an angle, push it forward to get the back of that part in, then slide it back in like that by pushing it, and then push it down. There you go. And we got the battery reconnected. We're gonna zoom back out here. Okay, and now we just gotta get the bottom cover back on. So there we go. Bottom cover, put it at an angle like this, okay, because you do want the bottom half to get latched in. All right, you can see now there's, oops, we did it wrong, so there's a gap here. So lift it up, make sure to keep this side down, pushed into place. Oh, that side popped out. Okay, there we go. So if you do it right, this side should stay closed, okay? And then you just hold that in place. I like to twist it backwards to hear the click and then tighten it down, okay? So over here, hear the click and tighten it down. All right, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, again, please make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, oop, there's something weird here. Did I not put something back right? Why does it feel like it's popping up here? Oh, did I just need to push it down first? Okay. But yeah, like, comment, share my video. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. We are going to power this up just to see if it turns on. Because some people like to see. They're like, we want to make sure you did your job right. Anyways, let's go ahead and see. Okay, so the green light is on. So I don't know if you can see it. That's on, and the screen is on. So that should be pretty much it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Did it just, what did it say? It said battery slow or something? Anyways, it is starting up. Oh, one other thing, when you make any major hardware changes on Windows 10, Windows 11, because they have that quick startup thing, you do want to restart the computer one time. Not shut down and turn on. You want to click the actual button that says restart. Don't shut it down, because the quick restart or the quick startup thing will prevent shutdown from actually resetting system files. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We're just gonna wait. Actually, because the screen resolution is different, the screen might actually stay black, and oh, actually it's working on updates. Okay, sometimes if you change the screen, it doesn't detect it properly until it resets those system files, so you might have to press and hold the power button and then power back up to get it to fix that, or if you can, use an external monitor and then again restart the computer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.